back to Trojan Sports now. The Trojans are once again champions, and by champions, I mean champions of the belt. The Trojan football team took a trip down south Tuesday night to take on the South Alabama Jaguars in the Battle of the Belt for the second time in 4 years. The Trojans were able to recapture the goal after a dominant first half, which led to a 31-10 lead going into the second half of the game. The Trojans played well on both sides of the ball, gaining over 250 yards rushing, but the defense contributed just as much. Hunter Reese comments on the team's efforts.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, obviously, to get a win and get that belt back. But I think as a whole, defensively, we came out and played really hard. That's the main thing you got to do to be successful on defense. So I think we came out and did a really good job of that. Everybody was pretty fundamentally sound, and we got after them. So it was a good performance by the defense, I think.
Troy will enjoy a nice break before returning home to play host to the Louisiana Raging Cajuns for homecoming at the Vet on November 3rd.
Thursday's rival game against South Alabama is the final game for the Trojan soccer team before the Sun Belt Conference Wednesday, October 31st. The ladies sit last in the Sun Belt soccer standings but still managed to clinch a spot in the playoffs. They are 3-6-0 in the conference and 4-13-1 overall. Head coach Jed O'Connor comments on how the team looks.
It's a few have been into our office already and they're already keen. They'd be quite happy if it was today. I think they know the rivalry and the history between the two programs. Obviously, myself and my staff are relatively new, but every game's a big game for us, so we're just taking it in our stride. But I know the players are going to be itching to get out there.
The Trojans face South Alabama in Mobile Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Now, as for the Trojan volleyball team, they are 6 games away before their battle in the Sun Belt tournament in Atlanta, Georgia. After falling to the Sun Belt's pair of Texas teams, the ladies will face their share of Carolina teams this weekend. Head coach Josh Lauer says serving will be the key to their wins.
We're not gonna do much different. I think that we need to continue to serve well. We served much better tonight than we did Friday night. That's one of our that's one of our hallmarks. When we do that, then our team functions. And I thought that we did a good job getting our middles back involved, and so we have to be ready to be diverse offensively and get production out of all positions, not just one or two. And when we can do that, then we can compete with anybody and beat anybody, and so that's what we'll be striving for in preparation this week.
The ladies face Coastal Carolina Sunday in Conway, South Carolina at 5:30 p.m. and Sunday take on App State in Boone, North Carolina at 11:30 a.m.
The Troy men's and women's cross-country teams wrapped up their regular season earlier this month at the Blazer Classic hosted by UAB, with the men finishing in 7th place and the women taking 8th place. The Trojans had last week and are preparing to take on their biggest test of the season with the Sun Belt Conference Championships on Saturday in Mobile. Head coach Elliot Blount gives us a look.
It's a young group. It's almost better to keep naive about how good they can do. We know what we have to do to be very successful, or what we can do to be very successful. This team hasn't seen success in women's cross country in quite some time. So if we go out there and perform, everyone's going to be happy: alum, parents, athletes, coaches, department alike. So I'm super excited to see what they can do. They just have to stay having fun and keep it a game.
The Trojans will travel down to South to Mobile on October 26th for the Sun Belt Conference Championships. Both races will be broadcast live on ESPN.
The Trojans men's tennis team will return to action when they head to Chattanooga to compete in the Steve Barrs Invitational Friday, and will be looking to regain momentum after losses from both Giacchi Diwan and Pilawo Antunia during the 3rd day of ITA Regionals in Tuscaloosa. Head coach Rolando Vargas says he's looking forward to his young players getting experience.
Well, it was a great tournament to go to. Obviously, going to University of Alabama, every match is very tough. I mean, our region is one of the strongest in the nations, in my opinion, and it was refreshing to see, having a young player like Pelayo being freshman of the year in the conference, stepping up, and obviously David, one of our leaders, seniors. Both of them had tremendous wins against Southern Miss, very strong team, and Pelayo beat a guy from UAB in tough 3 sets, coming down to the wire, and that's kind of what it's about.
Once again, the Trojans will be in action October 26th when they travel to Chattanooga, Tennessee to play in the Steve Barrs Invitational.
With that number 10 finish for the women's golf team, the ladies will not see playtime again until November 5th when they travel to Macon, Georgia for the Idle Hour Collegiate Championship. It will end on November 6th.
That's all the time we have for Trojan Sports Now. Check us out online at youtube.com/Troy Trojan Vision to catch anything you missed.
For Briana Jones, I'm Antonio Reese. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Trojans!